Hey guys. That was way too. Hey guys. Bring it back. Hey guys, so I just thought I would finally get around to shooting a studio breakdown or brief overview, just to show the people who've, responded yes to that story, saying they'd want to see a bit more of like how it is recorded my music. So so today basically just going to go over a few of the fundamentals and the things that I have gotten comfortable using, the things that we have purchased and we've got set up. So if you were maybe wanting to do something similar yourself, or you're just interested in how we go about making music, this is sort of the video to sort of show you how. So I guess I'll just jump straight sort of into it with just giving a brief overview. So there's sort of three fundamentals that you need when building a home studio or producing music for yourself. The first one being, a competent computer that can run the software. The second one being the software itself, so like a digital audio workstation, they're called. And the third being an interface to basically allow you to connect microphones and amps and guitars and instruments all up and play them into your computer. So with that being said, the computer that we use is a 2018 MacBook Pro, 13-inch model in space grey, and realistically the reason we've gone for the MacBook is purely for Logic. It's our chosen software that we use. Everyone that that uses this is comfortable with using Logic, so it's really kind of the user interface is really intuitive. It looks really nice, and the workflow, you just got to use what you're comfortable with. So so Logic Pro running on a MacBook, and then the audio interface, and we'll probably cut to some footage of what we've using. It's a Focusrite SCARLETT 18i interface. It's got a lot of inputs on it. When I bought it a couple of years ago, it was probably a bit ambitious, because really to get started you only need maybe one with one or two inputs for like a mic and a guitar or something. That's got like 18 inputs, so you could mic a whole drum kit, or have lots of inputs all at once, but that is a bit overkill. But thinking for the future, we got a hold of one, and but those are the fundamentals. Everything else we're sort of going to talk about is just things that we've got hold of that makes our job like a little bit simpler and a little bit easier. So for the MacBook, there's just a few little accessories that you really need with Macs. So one being a USB-C hub to give extra inputs for the USB, because there's so many MIDI instruments or things going plugged directly into the Mac. We just need the extra inputs. And the second being one to also give us a HDMI output, so that we could get a bit larger display basically going on as well. In addition to that, we have a little Magic Mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard. Again, just sort of for workflow purposes, it makes it really nice and easy to go about that. But then getting into some of the more sort of interesting parts, we've got these studio monitors here, and we've got them as a pair. They're the Adam T5s. And basically when you're sort of producing music, you need to hear that audio quality. Doing it and mixing through cheap headphones or just the speakers on your laptop are never going to get close enough to replicating that sound. So you need something a bit beefy, something that can give you that sound. And there's all details about the bass frequency responses and stuff. That's a bit excessive. They sound really, really nice, really, really clean, and that's what helps you really kind of get a nice balanced sound for the tracks that we're producing. Going on further from there, we've got a nice little MPK mini synth keyboard from AKAI Professional. That's really handy. You can basically play a whole bunch of software instruments, so we don't need to have a drum kit or, you know, brass or strings up here, because we can just play them all through these keyboards and get through it with Logic and, you know, all the add-ons and stuff. We get sounds that, you know, sound really good, really professional, high quality. So yeah, that's what's great about those. It's got a nice few customizable drum pads, so you can play drums in on them, and a few little knobs and sliders that help you play some and control some features on Logic. So that's really handy as well. Moving on to what's right in front of me is just a M-Audio Oxygen 61, another sort of synth keyboard. So a bit like the big brother to the MPK Mini, it gives you just more keys to play with, more tunable drum pads, more phasers, more sliders, and it just pairs perfectly with Logic and helps us, you know, play, you know, these MIDI instruments or these software instruments. And yeah, kind of a fundamental for production. When you're doing drums and keys and synths, you need to have things like this. So yeah, that's the Oxygen 61. Behind me here is a Roland RD300GX keyboard. I never touch this. Piano is not my strong point. That is all my sister. She plays a lot of piano and uses that for her stuff that she produces on her own, but I very rarely touch that. So yeah, so that's basically the fundamentals of what we have on our table. Another big thing to get into is the mics that we're using. So in front of me right now, and the audio that you're hearing is coming from this SHURE SM57 directional condenser microphone. It's one of our most recent pickups. It is an industry standard, really great for miking up amps, doing recording guitars and things. So very versatile. We can use it a lot for different things all around the studio, and hopefully you're hearing that it sounds great as well. And then what we do for vocals, and I'll get some footage of that as well, we've got a Rode NT1A condenser microphone with pop filter on the mic stand, and that's what we use for all of our vocals. Again, there's much more expensive condenser microphones you can get. There's also some really cheap ones now floating around on the market. The Rode NT1A is a really, really solid kind of lower to mid-range tier mic. And it just helps the vocals that we record sound really clean. It's very sensitive, and yeah, basically it just sounds really great and has helped us a lot in our music. But yeah, is there anything I've left out to my assistant? Yeah, other than that, it's basically a lot of you know, guitars and headphones and things which, you know, are not. If people want to see what we're recording on, by all means ask, but maybe in future videos I'll go over, you know, some of the guitars that we've got. They tend to be mine or my brother's, or even my mum's old guitars. Oh, not that old, she's very young. And yeah, and finally, actually, the one thing I didn't mention is this, what we just picked up over between Black Friday and Christmas, is this 50-inch Hitachi 4K HD TV. Really nice. So when you're producing and you've got all these tracks in a really small screen on that 13-inch MacBook, sometimes you want to create more space for yourself. So viewing it on a really big monitor helps a lot. And if I'm honest, sometimes I'm way over in the corner while my sister is in the the producing seat, and it helps me keep an eye on what's going on as well. So it's just a really great thing. Again, not essential, but when you do find that you've got a lot of tracks all going, because, you know, we can have, you know, 50, 60, 70 tracks of all layered, and you just want to have it all out in one basically big display. But other than that, we got a ton of just stuff around, you know, little collectibles, pop vinyls, real vinyls on the wall, records. yeah, and it's quite mad. It's been a journey. This has all been building for, I want to say 3, 4 years. But as I said, all started with those fundamentals.
No one's home, I'm waking up to dial tones. She's falling through the floor. Caught my phone, but I ignored. Not trying to be rude, we're just in the same mood.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's still going.
All started with those fundamentals. Your laptop, your audio workstation, and an audio interface. They tend to be the 3 most expensive things. Everything else kind of just builds around that. And as I said, it's not like we just went spending crazy and bought all of this stuff at once. It's been building and building and building. And and I hope you can even hear in the quality of the tracks that I've been putting out, from Same Mood up to Space that just released a couple months ago. The production quality has definitely stepped up, and we hope to just keep that going throughout the rest of this year, 2020. So thanks guys for basically tuning in and watching this video, and yeah, keep it locked for more content basically coming up. Sweet. Thanks guys.
It's a fast route to the bottom. When you can't keep your eyes closed, you see every problem. Lord knows that I got them, but somewhere along the lines I forgot how to solve them.
Yeah, so again, thanks guys for watching. I'm going to leave a lot of links to, like as I said, my music is out on Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much all good streaming platforms. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll leave the link down there, @_Joe Sandy. And my Facebook group as well, if you want to keep updated with like music, hopefully gig dates coming in 2020. And just, lots more content from me. Drop a like. I want to be posting a few more things to YouTube, be it it's, more track breakdowns of, actually how we went from simple ideas and built them up, or just looking more at like the equipment and gear that we use. But again, thanks for watching guys. And yeah, here's to a great 2020. That was cringy. Cut that out. Move on.
Used to be my demons, now they're just my rivals.